This video I'm going to remove the gearbox here on a Chevrolet, and I'm going to just clutch. This video I'm going to remove the transmission from a Chevrolet and replace the clutch. So we have the gearbox out there. I'll move the back there, and you'll have to take off the air filter box, out the battery tray, drain the transmission oil, or the gearbox oil, out the drives in, off the little bracket there for the battery tray, off the bottom support mount there, and off the top gear lever rods bracket has to come off to get the starter motor, and off all the bolts and around the gearbox, at the bottom ball joint, and off the bottom support bracket here. Then we take the clutch out, gearbox back, clutch out. So you can see this one's well worn, it's level with the rivets. So I'm going to replace the clutch now, clutch disc, pressure plate, and the leash bearing. It's a wee 1000cc matiz S-Tech. So a good bit of screwing to get it out. So you just slide her back there, and you get off the clutch plate, and then you get off the bearing in. So we'll change over the leash bearing as our next step, and we'll replace the clutch in. I'll put it all together. We'll see how she goes. Now we've got a jack to support the engine, and you can slide the gearbox back in on the jack, and the gearbox will come back far enough to get the clutch out. Now you see all our bits and bobs in rotation here. So once you drive out in the gearbox, drain first, out the drives, and the gearbox bottom mount, and the bracket for the gear lever rods, little balancer there as well, counterweight, and leave the top bracket to last, get the engine jacked up and stand on the engine. You remove the top mount in, and we'll dust cover at the bottom of the gearbox come off as well. So that's the gear, that's the clutch out on our Chevrolet with this. For next operation, you put all the new bits in, and I'll sum her up and give her a wee go. That's our next operation. Now we've got a real UK kit, and we've got a clutch here, clutch disc, and we've got our bearing here, and our plates. So we'll install the 3 items here now, and that's our next step. Now we removed our clutch fork at the bottom here, just remove our 12 stud here, and pull the clutch fork forward there, lift out the leash bearing, and then we'll put our new bearing back in. And that's our next step. Just take a fork off the bottom of the gearbox here, and slide the shaft forward, and the bearing will come out. So we'll change over our bearing now, and we'll put everything all together. That's our next step. So we've got our clutch bearing back in again. So on the next operation, we'll put on the clutch plate as our next step. Now this bearing's in now. Next operation, now we're going to put on our clutch disc. So this side goes to the pressure plate side. It's the deep side. So this side goes on here. Now we'll attach this here to the flywheel. That's our next step. Now one wee tip before you put in the gearbox. We'll just remove this stud here. This one here. So if we remove this stud there, it makes the gearbox easier to get back in. So remove this stud here. Now we're going to spin the clutch around and make sure the clutch is nice and centre. Put the edge on the other side, so spin it right around. Push that rod on there to feel the clutch centralised. clutch is nice and centre now, so we can tighten up the clutch now with a 12 spanner. That's our next step. So the clutch dust has to be dead centre, and you're just looking right around there, you can see the edges there. Just spin the clutch around there. You can see this part here is the same way all around. So it's nice and centralised. We'll tighten up the clutch. So we'll get a 12 spanner, and we'll tighten up in a zigzag manner. So do this one and do one on the far side. And we'll tighten the clutch evenly and make sure it's dead centre. And then we'll put the gearbox back in again. So we'll tighten that up so far, and then we'll spin it right around. Then we'll tighten the far side. I'll tighten this one now. Then we'll bring the clutch in nice and square, nice and even. And we'll do it the whole way around. Then get the clutch dead centre and tighten up evenly. And then we can reattach the gearbox.